in this business of politics for a very long time. And if you permit me, I'll share with you the political journey that this nation has traveled. This nation has traveled the journey of self-liberation. The nation was colonized by people who were not Africans. Wakaja wakasema hao ndio viongozi hapa Kenya. Wale wazungu walikuwa hapa. Hata ule mzungu ambayo alikuwa mkubwa wakati huo alikuwa anajiita governor. Hakukuwa amechaguliwa na Mkenya wowote. Hakukuwa anashughulikia Wakenya. Kazi yake wakati huo ilikuwa kupora mali ya Wakenya na kuzipeleka kule Ulaya ili Ulaya ujengwe. So when Kenyans came together in the 50s and before the 50s and said that the Mzungu must go, through their united voice, through their demonstrations, and through their demands, Mzungu alienda. And we started having a nation that is called Kenya, that was made up of several sub-nations of communities that had their own identities. Tukaendelea tu hivyo kama wa Kenya. And when a nation becomes independent, the people do not lose their rights in that nation. The people still retain their rights because a nation is about the people. Leadership, you do not lead the trees, you do not lead land, you do not lead the rivers. You manage the rivers, the natural resources sustainably, but you lead the people with their consent and their permission. So that is how we continued from 1963 to kaendelea hivyo. Now Kenyans started focusing on their freedom. They needed something called good governance, and they thought one party ilikuwa imewakalia sana. Wakenya wakajaribu na multi-party wakati huo it was banned in 1969, so we continued under one party system. We went on under one party system until 1990 when we returned to multi-party. Because as a people we have different opinions, but we are the same people. Kuna mtu ule anaweza sema yeye anapenda kuwa kwa UDA. Ako na hiyo haki. Kuna mtu anasema yeye atakuwa kwa ODM. Hiyo ni haki yake. Kuna mtu atasema atakuwa kwa KANU. Hiyo ni haki yake. So this journey of multipartyism has always been there. But I'm telling you this to remind you that there are dangers to these political parties. When you elect a member of parliament to represent you, you elect the opinion and also the idea that political party represents. Ukichagua mtu aende hapa assembly iko na kanuni yao na vitu vyao na matakwa ya ODM na wana ODM yote. Ukichagua mwingine aende huko na UDA, hata yeye anasimamia hizo za UDA zote. So in order to understand the threat to multipartyism and be able to realize the meaning of speaking for yourself, when you see any leadership, any organization trying to buy members of parliament who were elected in different parties, they are changing the mandate you gave the people. Kama ulichagua mtu aje akusimamie, nyinyi ndio mliongea na huyo mtu. Ukiona anabadilika kwa ajili ya mambo ingine, wewe ndiye anakusaliti. You are the one that is being betrayed. I hear people talking about the betrayal of Raila. I want to tell you that when you elect people, you elect them to represent you. You elect me to be your governor. So I must have that contract between me and you for the next 5 years and be your governor and deliver both on my political stand and the reason and resources that you placed in my disposal to work for you. So this trend of members of parliament changing from one party to the other and forgetting why the people elected them, nyinyi ndio mko na hiyo jibu. If you do not defend or if you do not act accordingly, if you do not do, we'll go back to a single party. I get elected today as an independent person in MCA or as Ford Kenya or as NDP or as anything. the following day I become a member of the ruling party, we will have one party. And when we have one party, we are going back to dictatorship. Because mimi, nikiwa ati kila mtu anasema na anafanya vile nimesema, nikisema aruke foot moja na niuliza si niruke foot 5 unigonyo kidogo, the nation is gone. So that is why it is important to remember where you came from, to also defend everything. On my part and on the part of those who are in parliament or who have been in parliament for many years, these are the two things we did. One of the things we did to ensure that members of parliament are independent, we gave ourselves enough salary. I went to parliament tukilipwa mshahara ya 23,000. We were unable to buy vehicles and we thought it was easy kutununua sisi wenyewe because we didn't have money. My 505, my Toyota, all those were junks. So we needed the big 4 wheels, tukajipea car grant, tukajipea ofisi, tukajipea walinzi, na tukajipea mshahara, so that we would be independent when standing for the people. Wakenya wakisema wakati huo hawataki gharama iende juu, unasimama kwa bunge kwa sababu uko na mshahara ya kutosha, uko na gari mzuri, uko na mlinzi, uko na ofisi. I still see today members of parliament rushing to other places to look for handouts. Sijui kuna njaa gani imefika kule bungeni kama nyinyi hamna njaa mahali mko hapa. Sijui ni njaa haina gani huko, iko huko. So you can see how it is happening. Na nyinyi ndio mko na hiyo jibu. Une maungidwoko no. You are the ones who can stop this. A member has enough salary, has a staff. We also realized that at that time the KANU regime that we were removing from power had given members a responsibility that was not theirs. Members of parliament's responsibility are 3 and they are always fundamental: legislation, oversight, and the approval of budget. Kadho chik, inono kaka chiko tiyo, aeto ichiwo budget mamondo timgo maendeleo, and that budget is given to the executive to do the things that have been legislated and are included in that budget. Kazi ya MCS, kazi ya member of parliament ni kuangalia project. Kaleru Ward tunataka daraja 3, tunataka ECD na hii, alafu kuweka pesa kwa budget na kuambia Ochilo fanya, alafu wanaangalia vile Ochilo amefanya. So that is the work. Lakini KANU made sure that members of parliament did not have money either by buying them or giving them low salary. So we solved that. But KANU then at that time decided that members had to do maendeleo. Sisi ambayo we were representing people in Migori County, for instance. Mtu kama Omamba, the late Herman Omamba, Owino Achola and Owino Likowa here, we were earning that salaries, unaambiwa ujenge hizi shule zote. So we all came together. Hata Kuria tulikuwa na Shadrack Manga, Machagi akanipata baadaye when I was re-elected. All of us were doing it from our pocket. So we all united and decided to bring CDF. Kwa sababu serikali tulisema ukipewa pesa yote sasa unataka kubagua. All governments walikuwa na bagua. So all of us except the member of parliament for Baringo Central, who was Moi then, tulileta hiyo CDF kwa fujo. Tukaleta pesa in every ward. Right now it's 140 million shillings. So a member of parliament can sit with his or her people and do development. Naona wengine wamerudi kwa ile jela ya kuomba pesa State House. Huko ukienda unasomewa, huko ukienda bodyguard yako anachukuliwa and such other things. We had liberated this nation. We would even be looking for more. Sasa nasikia wengine huko Rongo, wengine huko Uriri, ati wanasema wameenda kutafuta maendeleo. Wale inafaa waende kutafuta maendeleo huko ni Mheshimiwa Mathias Robi na Kitayama, kwa sababu chama chao ndio inatawala. Au wengine wanaweza kutetea wananchi wakiwa bungeni na wanaweza kukataa kama bei ya vitu vinaenda juu. The ruling party must work with the ruling party. How can you betray your people, go to some other place and raise prices of things that you don't even know? So that is the tragedy of today. Na waambia hii kwa sababu it's not about Raila Odinga that we are talking about. It's your own freedom. Najua sisi kama mimi niliambia watoto, mimi ni mdozi, niko na viatu, hata hiyo bei ya unga nanunua. Na nakula unga kidogo kwa sababu siku hizi hakuna hata haja ya kukula sana. So all this picketing, all this demonstration is yours. All the freedom at stake is yours. It's not about an individual. It's all of us that have that responsibility, and we must do it. We did it, we put it in the Constitution, and in that Constitution, it is the law. The Constitution at Article 37 is very clear that mwananchi kama wewe, ukitaka, provided you are peaceful, and you must be peaceful, and you must carry no arm, and you must hurt no neighbor, you can peacefully demonstrate and take a petition to any public office. And that's why, as a governor, I'm head of government. I cannot go to the streets to take which petition. Some petitions regarding counties should be taken to me. So you can't find me demonstrating in the street. But Article 21 of the Constitution says that state organs, state officers must support you when you are exercising your right. That is why, as your governor, I'll not stand in your way if you want to demonstrate. You are free to demonstrate. My government will not interfere with you. It is your choice. Do it freely, but do not hurt those who do not want to demonstrate. You know that there are also Kenyans who may not want to demonstrate. You leave them alone. I am also appealing to the police, because the police are also in the Constitution, just like my office, to support the demonstrators, because Article 21 says that it is the fundamental duty of every public officer, every public office, to support and to facilitate the exercise of freedom of every Kenyan. If you are free, every public officer should support you in your enjoyment of that freedom. If you want to demonstrate, do it peacefully. Do not do it in a manner that injures anybody. If there is anybody who is trying to undermine that, remember these freedoms that I've been talking about, and I've talked about it for a long time, is about this. Freedom only disappears if you are a coward. When you are free, you say you are free and enjoy it. It will be temporary if you are threatened by a few people. Kuna president wa America in 1933 alisema that you have nothing to fear but fear itself. If you fear, you may not even know that it's your right. So you go and exercise your right. Raila Odinga did his and was jailed for 8 years. It did not stop him from being prime minister. Did his and he was jailed for about 8 or 9 years, from 1952 to 1961. Nelson Mandela did his and he was jailed for 27 years. Sasa wewe ukipita tu hata siku moja, ama utakuwa tu kama kuku, unachinjwa na unafuata ule anaenda kukuchinja, ama mbuzi ule, ama kondoo, unafuata tu ule anaenda kukukula. So that is my speech for today.